coquettes. Okay, today we're going to be making a chicken and mushroom risotto. A lot of people have been asking me how to do it, so I thought this would be the simplest one to do for now. Okay, so we've got our risotto rice. Now, I would get the best risotto rice that you can get. Please don't buy the cheap from the supermarket. It's rubbish. It's no good. No. Good rice. Okay, so good risotto rice. You have to pay more to get better. Can buy from the supermarket, just the expensive one. Okay, so in here we've got a mix of 2 celery sticks, 3 garlic cloves and a shallot, a big shallot. And I've chopped that all up and put that in there because it makes it a lot easier. I have 10 grams of parsley, 10 grams of basil, or basilica. Smells lovely. Okay, I've got chicken fillets. Now these came in a pack, round about that big. What I did was I fried them off with a little bit of seasoning, so you can put whatever seasoning you want in it. Anything really to do with like risotto flavours or Italian / Greek or whatever flavours, it works. I've done a chilli type one on mine. It's only a tiny bit because I can't have too much chilli, but that's that. Okay, we have some wine, some vino. Yes, we have vino. Okay, so we've got some mushrooms. This was about 200 grams of mushrooms. Chestnut, I've chopped them up and I've fried them off. Don't worry if it's got that little bit of juice at the bottom. It's going to be absolutely fine. I've got my salt, I've got my pepper, I've got my oil. Well, rapeseed oil. Okay, alright, so I made my stock earlier. There is on the page how I actually made that stock. It kind of goes through quite quickly, but I have put the ingredients and how to make it and everything like that. But it actually works out so nice and it's so much better. Okay, so I said in the slow cooker, it would take about 2 hours. I'd probably say it probably would take about 6 hours maximum in the slow cooker. So do it the night before if you need it. Okay? Alright, so here we go. We're going to start making our risotto. So pop your pan on. I'm going to use a wok. I know it sounds like a really weird thing to do for a risotto, but actually it works quite well. I have got some Parmigiano in the fridge, which is like an Italian hard cheese. It's Parmesan. We're going to be sprinkling a little bit of that in as we go along. Okay, we ready? Fantastic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my pan. Spray. So I'm going to spray that. And we are going to bring over our herbs as well. Herbs. And that one. Okay, now the reason why I haven't told you how much rice to use is because what we're going to do is we're going to measure it out as we go along. So that's why I haven't told you yet. So we're going to put in our mix. Now I've got told off by Gary for tapping things, so I'm going to scrape it. Alright. So pop in your herbs. You can hear that lovely sizzle. Because what we want to do is we want to fry off this onion and everything first, and garlic. Otherwise you're going to have a really raw garlic taste. But while that's kind of just starting off, we are going to measure out our rice. Now, I have a ramekin, so what I work out is 1 ramekin kind of does 1 person. So, I normally have loads of risotto, so if you feel like it's a little bit less, then it's up to you. But while this is going to fry off, I'm going to start putting in my risotto rice as well. That's why we kind of want it done as quickly as we can. And I know it doesn't look like there's much stock there, but it will be quite a lot. And we are putting in the wine to start the process, so I won't worry too much about that. Okay, that's frying off quite nicely. So 1, 2, and I would turn your heat down at this point. 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Right, so mix this in. Because you don't want your rice to burn. So what I would do is I would add a little bit more olive oil. This will just help it just a tiny bit. If you are not on a diet or you want a little bit more luxury, you can add a little bit of butter at this point. But I'm not going to, because I'm trying to be a little bit better. So, but saying that, there you go. Okay, so what I would do is at this point I would season a little bit with some pepper. I'm not putting too much salt in because I have salted the chicken and the mushrooms, and if I do it too much there's going to be too much salt inside because you've got it in stock as well. So what I would do is sometimes season as you go. It's a whole lot better, and I really do think that's a good way of doing it, because if you season too at the end, you're not going to taste it properly, because you're just going to have shoved it all in. It hasn't had time to blend in. Now I'm going to take this off the heat just for a second, and what I'm going to show you is, as you can see where it's starting to go a bit opaque, the rice. If I can find a bit, I'll get it out. I think that bit. Okay, you can see where it's starting to go a bit more opaque, like a bit more clearer. That means your rice is starting to cook, which is a good thing. It's really, really important that you actually cook your rice off first before doing it, because it takes around 40 minutes to do. You'll find in that 40 minutes it will still be not nice. You'll know when your rice is cooked when it's finally done. It won't taste chalky, and that sounds really horrible, but risotto rice is quite chalky when it's not cooked. So just keep an eye out on that. If it's chalky, it needs a little bit more. If you're running out of stock, make a little bit more stock out of the cupboard and just put some in. That's what I would say anyway. Okay, so just fry this off a bit more. Good thing with risotto, keep it on a low medium heat. Now mine's a bit of a pain, my cooker, because it's electric, so it doesn't quite do what I want it to do. So sometimes it's a bit of turning off, turning on. But I would generally say keep it on a medium to low heat, otherwise you're going to end up burning all your rice, which you don't really want to do. So just looking for, I think it just needs that extra bit more, just to go a little bit more, and then okay, now my rice is starting to do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my wine in just to help it start cooking. So just give it a turn around. Now you can see my rice didn't catch, but there is a couple where I could see it was just starting to. So that's why I've put in the wine. Okay, so once that's all soaked in, which you can kind of see that it's doing, can you see? It's all kind of soaked in. We're going to start adding a ladle of stock. Try to tell it saying that when you're drunk. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Mine's a little ladle, so you could use a bigger one and you'll probably get a better effect. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to cook this off. Once that's all soaked in, like not so it's sticking on the bottom, but once it's soaked in, then you add your next ladle. So I've obviously showed you how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back when it's kind of more done, and when I start putting all the other bits into it. Alright, my coquettes, see you for then. Bye. Okay, so my rice is almost done. I've done my ladling. I've stirred it as well, because when you stir it, it actually sets off the glutens that are in it, and it actually makes it voluminous, it makes it bigger. So that's what you do. But obviously not all the time, otherwise it won't do. But every now and then, just give it a stir. Right, so we're going to put our mushrooms in, and we're going to put our chicken in. You can see the difference in the rice as well. Now, risotto is a really good way if you've got kids as well to get them to eat healthy stuff, because you can hide a lot of stuff in the risotto, and if you're making a say a butternut squash risotto, you can blitz it and put it in with the stock, and it makes it into like that, so it actually can go into it without them actually seeing anything in there, which is a good idea. So, okay, so I'm just going to cook this just for a little bit longer. I'm going to bring it down on a lower heat, on quite a low heat now, because the rice is done. So give it a good stir in. I'm just going to fill my chicken, and there goes my rice. Just going to give it another try. Okay, so while that's just doing, I'm going to put 1, 2 teaspoons, 2 plentiful nice teaspoons of Parmigiano. It just lifts up the dish. Also, normally I would put in a lemon, but I ran out of lemons and I forgot. So you can put a squeeze of lemon in. That'll make it really pop as well. It makes it really good. But not that this isn't nice anyway, but it just makes it pop. Gary's doing a sad face. It's alright, Gary. It'll all come good in the end. Okay. I had to say hi to Gary, because obviously we didn't say hi to Gary on our first one. Hi, Gary. Okay, so. Okay, now, I know you're not meant to touch food with your fingers, but I need to make sure, and I did wash my hands, so. Right, stir once more. We're just going to bring it off. Now, with risotto, once you've done it, let it settle for about a minute, because if you don't let it settle, you'll just be stuck with like the last of the juices that are in there. It doesn't help it come together. If you have anything left of your risotto, you can let it cool, roll it into balls, get some egg which is beaten and some breadcrumbs, roll it up, spray them with a little bit of olive oil or firelight, shove in the oven at 200 degrees, and you've got arancini balls. There you go. Waste not, want not, as they say. Okay, so I've got some last minute bits, because you know what I'm like. I like to decorate. There we go. Ooh, don't need that bit. And while you're doing this as well, that's giving it time just to rest a little bit as well. Oh, caught my finger there. Ouch. Okay, last minute bit of pepper. And a tiny bit of salt. Now remember, I have been seasoning as I've gone along, so don't panic. When this mixes a little bit more, it will be alright. Okay, so there you go, my coquettes. There is your chicken and mushroom risotto. So I hope you found that quite easy, because I really like risotto. Please like, please share, please put in the comment box, even if you put lovely or like, because it actually helps the page keep moving on. So we really do appreciate it. Right, well, I'll see you next time, my coquettes. Bye for now.